Hi, I'm Old Norse Specialist Jackson Crawford, and today I'm amazed to be telling you about a spectacular new find of golden artifacts, many of them with runes in the Elder Futhark, recently discovered in Denmark. The museums in Vejle, Denmark, and the National Museum of Denmark in Copenhagen have just announced the find by hobbyist archaeologist Ole Ginnerup Schitz. And excuse me in pronouncing Danish names. I'm a Norwegian speaker. I do what I can, but I'm sure there's Norwegian, not to mention American, interference. What Schütz found was again, just spectacular cluster of about 2 pounds worth of golden artifacts from about the 400s AD. So before the Viking Age and well before the conversion to Christianity, as some of these artifacts make very clear. These are mostly bracteates, that is, gold discs that are worn as jewelry, like pendants. And they come from around Vindelev, which is about 5 miles from Jelling, the site of the famous Jelling runestones. For example, the very famous one by Harald Bluetooth. This is southwest of Aarhus on Jutland, the peninsula of Denmark that makes it part of the European continent. Now, several of these bracteates are inscribed with runes in the Elder Futhark, that is, the language used for Proto-Norse, not the Old Norse language of centuries later that the Eddas and Sagas are written in. Examining the images available at dr.dk and vejlemuseerne.dk, I have not been able to read all of what is on these, either because of the image size or perhaps deterioration of the artifacts themselves. I do agree with the archaeologist's conclusion that one of them reads Hoaz, meaning High One, potentially a reference to Odin, even more potentially a reference to Odin, because it accompanies an image of what seems to be a man astride a horse, although not specifically legged, and he seems to be talking to a raven. Now, see that excellent article at dr.dk for images which I don't have the rights to or feel, I don't want to step people's toes by just showing their whole beautiful presentation here. I'm just a weirdo with a YouTube channel. But if anyone does have more information about this or is in contact with any of the archaeologists on the site, please do get in touch on the contact form on my website. Anyway, if this is Odin, and there are other runes on the item which I can't read all of, so I'm not going to offer an interpretation, then it would be quite likely the oldest depiction of Odin that we know of. There's also yet another bracteate showing again an individual riding a horse, where I think I could read the Old Norse name Odin in its Proto-Norse form, Wothin. I could be wrong, but if it's there, that's in a way even more spectacular. So I am very eagerly awaiting the release of superior images to what's available right now and new publications and announcements about this. I'll point out that I've been talking quite a bit about the history of runes on this channel lately, and many of the inscriptions that I'm seeing on these bracteates are written right to left with the shape of the runes mirrored, and that is a very archaic feature of the runes you see in the first few centuries, especially in the Elder Futhark. Now, archaeologist Morten Oxboe has stated that he thinks these items, which again probably were made in the late 400s AD, were deposited all together under a longhouse in the 500s AD, quite possibly in 536 AD, as a sacrifice of all the gold of a community or perhaps a very wealthy family, intended to bring the sun back due to the awful weather events of 536 AD, which included the sun being blocked out by volcanoes erupting probably in Central America. This is pretty fascinating because that particular event is probably also referenced in Sweden's Ruk runestone, according to recent work done by Henrik Williams et al. And see my video where I interviewed Henrik Williams about that and discussed the conclusions of his work. So we're awaiting more information here, awaiting better pictures in my case of the runes, which is the part that I think is really exciting here. Hopefully that will all be forthcoming soon. And I understand that all of these items will be on public display at the Violin Museums as of February 3rd, 2022. Well, with ravens soaring above me here in the Colorado foothills, let me wish you for now all the best.